Good morning everyone. Whilst everyone's filtering in, I'll do some paperwork. If you haven't seen a doctor to allow you to exercise, please see a doctor. If you haven't or don't want to see a doctor, you can fill out my health questionnaire, PARQ, which is just the same. Online, you can fill out the first sheet and the last sheet. If you tick yes, you may have to fill out some of the middle sheets. Put it in, save it in a PDF format and send it to me on Messenger, email, snail mail, however you want to do it, and then we'll get to you working. Good morning everyone. Oh, just going to open the front door, even though it's a chilly morning, still quite warm. Especially when the heating's not working very well. But there you go, that's life. Right, so welcome to the 72nd camp workouts on the 28th of September 2020. Right, let's bring you all up. Welcome! Right, well, I hope everyone's had a good weekend and I hope everyone's going to really enjoy this workout session. A bit of a different one. It's actually based on a series of videos I will be doing, so I'm just running through it now just to see how it goes, how it flows. And you're my guinea pigs. Yes. Excellent. Good morning again. Right, so whilst people are filtering in still, I will actually go on today's talk. Why don't I like exercise? As in kind of name an exercise. Why do you not like it? Why do you not want to do it? It's not that you don't want to do it. It's basically there are several reasons. There's mental and physical. I'll go through the physical ones first. Everyone has muscular. Not regressions, weaknesses. That's the word we're looking for. You have muscular weaknesses, and with muscular weaknesses, people tend to not like the exercises which force the development and use primarily of that muscle. If it's a secondary muscle, or it's not used in the same intensity, it's not so bad. Press-ups, prime example for women. Unfortunately, women are actually weaker on the upper body, especially around the chest area, because a lot of women still do lots of housework or they do an office job, so they hunch over, so the chest gets weak and tight and the back gets stronger and longer. So it's the way it works. So a press up you don't like. So we regress it. That's why a lot of people do it countertop worktops, like we're going to be doing today. We'll be doing countertop shoulder taps. So we're just pressing up and then just going to each side. Okay. So as you can see, I've actually got a countertop in front of me, so that's quite good. You can actually see me, and I can blind you with my bald spot. Right. The next one is mental. Oh, it looks too hard, or well, another physical one is basically your cardiovascular isn't great. So if you do a burpee or anything like that after 4 or 5, you are pooped. Anyone's pooped after 4 or 5. Okay, it's just basically going on. Mentally, you can mentally block certain exercises because they look terrifying. You might be scared of injury. You might actually heard bad stories about them in the past. So anything I say will actually colour your judgments. I don't like burpees. Why don't I like burpees? I find them torturous, and they are good for full body exercise, and it gets your cardiovascular going. But I think it's a personal trainer's cheat to throw those in because it's easy. And that's one reason why I don't do it. I do myself every so often, but not all the time. I thought there was another one. Oh, I think I've done that actually. Yes, it's personal blockage, basically a personal blockage of personal blockage of basically you looking at that saying, oh, I don't like that exercise. And the other one is external personal blockage, where people say that's a bad exercise, don't do it. Okay, so we all pick up things. I tend to go for more. I try and get rid of my personal mental blockages and work on the physical ones. So if you want to develop fast, you do exercises that you do not like. it will develop your muscular and health and fitness a lot faster, because those are where you're actually, everyone works to the strengths. Okay, as you can see, most guys go into the gym, they don't tend to do leg day, or they hate leg day. Why? Because it's hard, because it hurts. And also afterwards, walking around like that for a few days because you've worked really hard on them isn't conducive to a good lifestyle for most people. To me, I don't mind. I like walking around like John Wayne. So that's basically why you don't like certain exercises. Now, can you overcome it? We'll see, because I've got quite a few here. No. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go through these 10 exercises. We're going to go first through the exercise equipment. We've got dumbbells, we've got bands. If you've got 2 bands, all the better. If you've got 1 band, doesn't matter. You can do it in a different way. If you've got 2 bands, you'll work a lot harder. Okay. Mats. I've got my mats down in front of me. And water, and of course ourselves. So what we're going to do is we're going to start warming up, and because it's getting colder,
warm up.
Basically a nice warm up should be longer, but because I'm in a nice warm room and we're probably all inside, you won't need to warm up as much as being outside. Outside you might have to double it depending on how cold it is. If it's like 5 degrees outside like it was this morning, it'd have to be a 10-minute warm-up. Okay, nice high knees. Let's go higher. Well, I'm feeling this after a couple of sessions over the weekend and then going up weights. I like that. I like a little bit of a sore muscle feeling sometimes. Right, we're going to go wide legs, as usual. Keep those arms moving as well. You can go pow, pow, push. Let's push to the side as we do it. Really get that twist going. Try not to get too dizzy. If you get too dizzy, just look forward. Pretend you're looking at a camera and actually doing a live stream. Don't nick my job though. Excellent, good. I look like a right wally, don't I? There we go. No change there. Right. What we're going to do now is we're just going to step behind and change. So it's like a curtsey squat. We will be doing curtsey squats, but we're just actually trying to warm up those muscles we need to. That's good. 3, 2, 1. And what we're going to do is we're going to interject a pull back, a row. Get those shoulder blades back, get them working. Feel those shoulder blades coming together as you pull back. Oh, slid then. Excellent, good. Right, we're going to do some bum kicks. Get those thighs stretched a little bit. I shouldn't have left a cup of coffee on my desk in front of me, going cold. It's kind of drawing me in. Brilliant. Right, let's do some high press. Get those shoulders moving. Oh, my clients from Saturday aren't feeling, well, client actually, because only one of them turned up because the other one was working. I hope she's not feeling too bad today. It was a hard session we did. Sometimes I can be evil. I don't mean to. Right. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the first exercise, whilst you just keep on marching on the spots. We're going to use the weights for the reverse lunges. If you don't want to use weights for the reverse lunges, don't. That's all I'm saying. So we're just going to go back, keeping the arms down and down. Good thing about the weights It's because what you're doing is you're retarding the chance of actually having to push yourself up with your hands on your thigh. It's going to be a bit harder, and with the weight it's going to be a little bit harder, even though we're not using superhuman weights. So we're going to swap from foot to foot. Are you ready? In 10 seconds.
3,
2, 1. And let's go.
Exercise 1.
Excellent, good. Keep it going. Make sure your knee doesn't touch the floor. You don't want to impact your knee because it can hurt. 12 seconds. Try not to lean forward. Keep your tummy tight, looking forward at all times. Apart from not looking at the clock, and you lot.
3, 2, 1. Change exercise.
Brilliant, right, we're going to put those down. We'll do curtsey squats. But I'm actually going to do a little small stretch on my thigh because my knee is a little bit tight still. All you have to do is 5-6 seconds. Just to really get that
3,
a little stretch in
1.
to allow you to actually
Exercise 2.
use your knees a little bit more. So, curtsey squat. So we go behind and up. Much better, much more comfortable. Try and look forward again, keep that tummy tight. These trains are getting slippier and slippier. I think I'm losing the grip in the front. I lost the grip years ago though, but my trainers are now losing the grip. 15 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1.
Change
Brilliant.
exercise.
Right, what we're going to do now is we're going to get a chair out or a stool. If you've got a stool, it's a lot lower. I've done that with some clients where you actually have to get really low and then come back up. So we're going to do seat stand. So we're going to have our heels just in front of our knees.
3,
We're going to keep our hands forward.
1.
Use our hands almost like momentum to get ourselves up. So pushing up with your glutes and back down again. It's hard actually sitting down without looking or twisting. Try and do it, don't twist. So the lower down the seat is, the harder it's going to be. Just make sure that your heels are in front of your knees. This is how you should get out of the settee. After watching Curry or whatever's on. I don't know, I don't watch telly that much anymore. 5 seconds.
3,
2, 1. Brilliant,
Change
right,
exercise.
okay, so countertop press up and shoulder tap. Well, I've already showed you that, but I'll show you this now on a side view, so I'll use the chair. So you're going to do step back a little bit, press forward, up, then shoulder tap one side, down,
2,
shoulder tap other side.
1.
Try not to do it on the chair, do it on a countertop, it's more stable. When you let go with one hand, the chair may tip over. So let's go. You can do it against a wall if you want. Got an interesting view. Maybe I should have put a straw in this coffee so when I go down I can go. Yeah, that sounded horrible. Quite close to the microphone as well. I love to whisper. 12 seconds. 10. Can you hear my arms creaking? Either that or the table. 3, 2, 1. Right.
Change exercise.
Sorry, I did forget the actual microphone was right in front of my mouth then. Right, we're going to go to the bands. So if you've got 2 bands, you can use 2 bands. Put one under each foot. If you've only got 1 band, you're going to do it 20 seconds. You're going to do it on just one side.
3,
Remember
2,
which side you do it on.
1.
Grab hold of it
Exercise 5.
mid-thigh, and what we're going to do is pull the bands up to shoulder height and down again. Try and get them nice and even. Try and keep those shoulder blades down. Don't lean back. Don't lean forward. As I always say, abs tight, back straight. 20 seconds. So if you're using one band, you'll be doing just one arm, like that. I'm just going to do that arm as well. So pick the colour of the band you're doing, so basically pink or green. So if
3,
you've only got one,
2,
you can do the
1.
other side afterwards.
Change exercise.
But on the third time round, what you have to do is you have to swap after 20 seconds. So what I tend to do for a quick swap is just basically step on it, just leave it in situ. Right, we're going to do banded. Oh, low banded row. So we're going to sit down
3,
again.
2, 1.
Looking over your
Exercise
feet.
6.
And we're just going to do low rows. So just bring it back to your waist. Trying to get those shoulder blades back. I've got talcum powder all over my legs. I look a little bit like a reverse zebra. "20 seconds. So this way you're trying to really concentrate on your shoulder blades really back, pinching them together. "5 seconds.
3,
2,
1.
1. Excellent,
Change
good.
exercise.
Right, so we're going to do pull out, band and pull outs. So you're going to hold the band, pinky's facing out, thumbs facing in. Just about shoulder width apart. So it's about there. You'll lift your arms in front, and what we're just going to do is open our band up,
3,
get our shoulder blades back,
1.
and then coming back.
Exercise
Try
7.
not to let it bounce in the middle like that. Keep a little bit of tautness on it at all times. Try and feel your chest resisting the band. It's not doing it like that. We're not trying to work your back too much. We're trying to work your chest on this one. So you're just trying to resist it a little bit, coming back nice and slowly. There we go, good. 5 seconds. Shoulders clean, yeah.
3, 2,
1. Excellent, good.
Change
Right,
exercise.
so we can use 2 bands or 1 band for this, it's up to you. But 1 band, you loop it over your hand, loop it over again, and then put your foot in it. If you have 1 band, you can actually do underneath both feet and then just do your bicep curls that way.
3,
But this is
2,
more effective.
1. Exercise 8.
So what you can do is you put 1 band in one foot, 1 band in the other foot. You just bring them up. It's a lot harder doing it doubled over. But if you can, really go for it. Try and keep those elbows in the side. Don't really jam them in, because if you do, you twist your arms like that, you can put your shoulder into the wrong position. So it's almost like keeping, if you have a towel underneath your arm, you're trying to keep your towel from dropping
3,
down.
2, 1. Change exercise.
Brilliant, right, and back to 1 band if you've only got 1 band. We're going to do tricep pull out, so just roll those shoulders, because your shoulders will be activated in this, but don't try and punch them up. Elbows up, grab hold,
3,
just slightly widen the shoulder width apart. What we're going to do is
1.
open our arms
Exercise
and then
9.
bend at the elbow. Open our arms, so I'm going to put my hands above my head so you can see, whilst rubbing my bald spot with the band, my elbows aren't moving, but my arms are. I'm trying to actually, there we go, I was trying to balance it out, and because it's reversed on the monitor, I got it wrong. So sometimes I find it digs into between my thumb, so I put my thumb over the top. So I'm grabbing just with my fingers. If that's a problem for you, wrap the band round a few times and keep your thumb up, because then that will stop the
3,
band from doing
1.
that.
Change exercise.
See, that's what it will do if it was snap. Didn't do anything apart from just a little bit of a naughty slap. That's it. Right, so last exercise. Right, we're going to be on the ground for this one. So glute bridge. We're going to do a banded
3,
glute bridge.
2, 1.
So feet close to your
Exercise
bottom. Band over your midriff. Grab hold of it just by your feet. So what you're going to do is you're going to force it up and down. So you're adding a bit of resistance. If it's too easy, draw the band in or put another band over. Try and keep those hands pushing down. If you don't want to do this with the band, you don't have to.
3, 2, 1. Water break.
And water break time. Brilliant. Put my mats away. Have a drink of water. Noisy one again. So, right, so that was the 10 exercises. Hope you found those a little bit interesting. 72 workouts, I know. God, hi Gav, how's it going? 72 workouts, it doesn't seem like, well, strangely enough, it seems like a long time, but it hasn't been. It's been enjoyable. I missed my class. Oh yes, I know about some of the exercises I don't like. Yes, probably there's a few in there. So we're going to do reverse lunges, weighted reverse lunges. I wish I hadn't. Actually, I think. Talcum powder. Talcum powder for my bands. Just be careful of it. That's why I'm sliding. Right,
3,
so
2,
weights down by your side,
1.
look straight forward, tummy tight,
Exercise 1.
and we're going to go back to reverse lunges. And after my stretches on my thigh, those static standing stretches, I find this a lot easier on my knees, especially today because it's cold. Any kind of arthritic problems will actually flare up. So just stretching the muscles around and over the knee does help an awful lot. But don't do it for any more than 10 seconds, because then actually after that you could be actually creating instability in your knees or your joints, and we don't want that. We just want to create a little bit of
3,
leeway.
2, 1. Change exercise.
Excellent. Right, curtsey squat. This talcum powder's got everywhere. I think there's some more messages.
3, 2,
Nope.
1.
Right,
Exercise
curtsey
2.
squat. So back and up. Go on. Bow to your queen, Richard. Come on. That's it, good. Get those thighs working. Also get your glutes working as well. Ten seconds. 5,
3,
2,
1.
1.
Change exercise.
Brilliant, excellent. Right, we'll do sit to stand again. If you prefer, you can also do squats. So just going back and going up again. You don't have to do that. I'm going to show you the stool version. Okay, so if you want to use the chair, you can do.
3, 2,
So again,
1.
heels in front.
Exercise 3.
You're really going to push to get up. And then you're going to trust that you're still there. And up. It's a lot harder, but it's really good. Good practice for getting into proper squat position. It really does work all the four heads of your quadriceps. That's why it's called quadriceps. And it's tiring. 10 seconds. Also, you really should put a
3,
bullseye underneath here so you can aim better.
1. Change
And
exercise.
thank goodness I'm going to change exercises. They're good. They're really good. But they are tiring. Countertop press-ups with shoulder taps. Right, I will whisper, not shout down the microphone. Sorry about that.
3, 2, 1. Exercise
So you
4.
could do these on the floor if you wanted. I feel like a midnight caller going up to the microphone and saying, and now next on Secret Training. So next exercise we'll be doing the front banded raise. So just remember, if you used only one band on one side, please use the other side.
Exercise.
A lot of people say, I can't remember which arm I used. Well, put it in your hand, whichever hand you want to use first. That's the wrong hand. Go to the next one. Easy. You always want to go to the stronger side first.
1. Exercise 5.
Right, so remember, mid-thigh and up to the side, up to the front. To the side. That's the side. Remember, try not to hunch up. Keep your shoulder blades down. "15 seconds. 10 seconds. 5. Doing well. 3, 2, 1.
Change exercise.
Oh, so therapeutic. Right, low row. I'm going to go to double bands. There are different ways of doing double bands. You can put it over like the bicep curl over each foot individually.
3.
But then you've got more chance of actually one side being stronger than the other.
Exercise 6.
So I like 2 bands on one side and you can pull back. If you've got arms on the chair, be careful you don't smack your funny bone because it ain't funny. You just go jumping around going, oh, Richard, you beeping, beep, beep. Yeah, beeping language. Right, going up to your waist. Trying to really get those shoulder blades back. Five seconds.
3,
2, 1.
Change exercise.
Good, right, band and pull out. So again, you can go to double bands if you want. If you found that too easy, you could always pull out and then in. I'm going to do that. I will shake a lot because it is actually quite hard with 2 bands.
3, 2, 1.
So shoulder width apart,
Exercise 7.
shoulder blades down, out, and try and really restrict coming back. If you want to work a bit more of the upper pecs, height looks at about eye height. The trouble is when the band actually goes straight, it'll end up being a moustache. "15 seconds. So which exercise do you not like? And don't say all of them. 5 seconds. If you say all of them,
3,
I'll cry.
2, 1. Change
Excellent.
exercise.
Right. I say excellent quite a lot, don't I? Excellent. It's like in the 90s where everyone used to say man or dude every other sentence. Right, we're going to do banded bicep curls. So again, if you're using one, use the weaker side.
3, 2.
It takes me about a week to get in these.
Exercise 8.
Let's get going whenever you're ready. So actually, wait, I'll show you so if you want to do it with one band, just do it like that. Okay, you can do it underneath one foot. It's easier under one foot, but every set, change the foot. Or you can do it under both feet. One problem with this, especially with short bands, is that because you're actually putting a lot of pressure on the band, they have more chance of snapping. So it's either you get a heavier band, or 2 bands, or 2 light bands,
1.
and that will actually make
Change
sure that
exercise.
you won't damage them as much. Right, let's change exercise. Right, tricep banded pull-outs. I think this is one of my best inventions. Though you won't think it, you'll probably think, well, my shoulders are killing
3,
me.
2, 1.
Let's
Exercise
pull
9.
out. Again, you can use 2 bands. Or, actually, you can double it up because it's quite a short pull. So it's really trying to work on the back of those arms. It is actually a good set of exercises. If you've actually just done arms that day, then this is what they call a burnout, where you can actually just keep on doing this until you can't do any more. Trouble is with this being so restrictively small, I can't extend my arms fully. So on retrospect, 2 bands for this for me would be better.
Exercise.
Because that's the problem when you double over, you shorten the length of the band. Right, banded glute bridge. Back to the mat. Feet down. Hand over your tummy.
3,
Hands to your feet.
2,
Push into the floor.
1. Exercise 10.
I start a bit early then, doesn't matter. And let's push. That's it. Clench those glutes right at the top. Try and get right up onto those shoulders. Try and get some air to your back. That's what we're trying to do.
3,
2,
1.
1.
Water break.
Excellent. Water break time. Last time through. Nice drink of water. La agua. So go on then, which ones do you not like? I'll make sure I put them in more. I had a bit of a trouble with the stream this morning. I was just sending the stream going, it said, sorry, don't recognise that key. So it's like, oh, right, I've got 30 seconds. Number 4. Right, well, yes. I know you have problems with press-ups, so yes, number 4 is problem. A lot of women, when they do press-ups, instead of having their hands underneath the shoulders, they tend to put the hands underneath the shoulders when they set off, and then the bum rides up slightly. So what happens when your bum rides up slightly? Look where my hands go, my shoulders. So they're above. So you're actually working the top of your shoulders and your back and putting extra strain on your shoulder joint. It's not a wise thing. That's why when you stick your bum in the air or let it sag down, you're actually doing more work for yourself. Right, sorry, not walking lunges. Reverse lunges. That's how to get her out of my personal training classes. Ask a question. I'll just talk for hours. That's a good 10 seconds left.
Three,
2,
1.
1.
Change
Brilliant.
exercise.
Right, down to the Curtsey Squat. Is it down to the Curtsey Squat? Is it a hip time? Hip time.
Three,
2, 1. So Curtsey Squat, cross
Exercise
over
2.
the back. Look forward. Hands on hips. It's easier. Try not to push it up with your thigh. You can do that if you're finding it problematic, if you're new to exercise. But if you're actually done it for a while, I would try and stop pushing up, because you're actually impeding muscular growth. 12 seconds. 5,
3,
2,
1.
1.
Change
Brilliant. Right,
exercise.
sit to stand. Right, roll your feet out there, do it on the stool again. Right. Remember to keep your heels in front of your knees. Okay, this is this is how you should be getting out of the couch. Most people when they get on the couch, they sit like that and then they push themselves forward and they wonder why they got bad knees. Because all the pressure goes straight through the knees. That's where the kinetic force goes. Kinetics. Things keeping you moving. You can use your arms. It's almost like a momentum. It's a mental kind of like paddling to get yourself up, but you don't need it. It just gives you a little bit more, again, kinetic force.
3,
But it's
2,
not much.
1. Change exercise.
Right, the horrible one. I'll do it down here this time, okay, so I'm not up and close and personal. Might scare a few people off. Might make people come. I don't know.
3,
Right.
2,
Gosh, this
1.
is slipped on the floor.
Exercise 4.
And let's go down. And shoulder tap. Just trying to keep your bottom down. What we'll do is at the end of this, I'll show you again the bottom up trick, which people tend to do. Excellent, keep it going. I'm not going to say excellent again. Excellent! Three.
3, 2, 1. Change exercise.
Right, so what I'm going to do, oh, see a piece of glass. Right, I'm going to pause this for a second. I'll just go over the press up. So the press up, hands directly underneath your shoulders. People tend to get in there and then the bum rides up. And then when they go down, the head goes directly in between the hands. That's more of a pike press up, where you stick your bottom right in the air and you're actually doing your shoulders, which is a weaker muscle than your chest. So you may as well work your chest. Try and always have your head in front of your hands, just a little bit. Because also when you go down on your knees, people go down on the knees there and then they go back. Why? It takes pressure off. You've got more weight on your hands there than there. When you go on your knees, you should still have a straight line between your knees and your shoulders. So your shoulders should be still over your hands, like that. Well, a little bit further back. Okay? I hope that actually qualifies. So just have a quick look behind, see if your bum's sticking up in the air. There you go. I also gave you a rest. Right, banded front raise. So people
3,
with one band,
2,
I'm going to change you halfway through.
Exercise
I'm going to do the
5.
same as you this time. So let's go, one hand, one side. If you find these hard, doing the one-handed allows you to concentrate more of the body's energy into one working set of muscles. And let's change over, so basically just step, change hand over. Okay, tighten it up again to where you need to. So you can just get it up to eye height, no higher. So again, all the muscles, all the energy is going to
3,
one
2,
moving set of muscles.
1. Change exercise.
Also, doing unilateral work, if you put your hand on that muscle, you can actually feel it working. So you get a mind-muscle connection more, and it comes faster. Right, low row.
3, 2, 1. Exercise 6.
And what people say? Some people may be new, saying, "What's the mind-muscle connection?" Well, can you lift one eyebrow? Can you lift the other eyebrow without moving the first one? I can't, but some people can. Can you move your ears with just thinking? I can't, but I can actually use some bigger muscles in my body independently. That's because my brain is connected to them. Also, it gives you a muscle memory, so you can actually do it
3,
properly without
2,
thinking about
1.
it.
Change exercise.
And that's what you need to do for the mind-muscle connection. This is actually a teaching point I should be saying at the beginning. Right, so we've got banded pull-outs.
Three, 2, 1.
Shoulder blades down,
Exercise 7.
pull out, arm together. I'm going to make mine a bit tighter.
There is another way of doing it. If you could let one go slack. Oh, that one's got a hole in it. Is it a hole? No, it's talcum powder. You can let one go slack and one go tight. So what you do is you start with straightening one, and then the other one catches up, and it gets harder when you've really got to work. So that bottom one's sagging, just there.
3, 2, 1.
But it's not as hard
Change
as doing both
exercise.
together. Right, so again, bicep curl. So I'm going to do alternate sides. So I'm going to show you the harder version. So hooking it round, put it over your hand,
3,
over your
2,
foot.
1. Exercise 8.
And we're going to go up. So you can really think about it. So if you want to feel your bicep working, and it also stops you from moving your elbows much, to put your hand on it and really feel the bicep working. Try not to rotate your wrist up, because that actually puts strain on the wrist, and also we're not really trying to arm swap over. So swap hands, swap feet. So if you have to swap over, sometimes you lose a few seconds, so you might have to work a few seconds into the rest. Like I started on this on the 16-second mark.
2, 1.
So I should
Change exercise.
be working to about here. Right, so we're going to do tricep banded pull-outs.
Three, 2, 1.
Remember, don't move your
Exercise
elbows. Keep them. Oh, that feels really light compared to doing it with 2. One of the things I did at weekend was what's called the pyramid, where you actually work with your lighter weights, and then you work up to a point where you can't really do it properly at all, and then you work down again. The good thing about that is when you work down again to the lighter weights, your body still thinks it's actually trying to lift the heavier weights, so it feels as heavy, but you're not. So you can actually do more work.
3, 2.
So that's why I said
1.
that, because first time I did this,
exercise.
I did it with 1 band, then I did it with 2 bands, then I did it with 1 band again. Right, so we're going to do banded glute bridge. Gosh, last exercise. Doesn't time fly when I gab like a gabbing type person?
2, 1. Exercise 10.
And let's push up. I'm using 2 bands this time. My wife will probably be asking, why did you ask me? Why am I using 2 bands? Because I just shouted at them by accident. So remember to push up, try and get as high as you can. Don't put too much pressure in the spine though. Again, actually, with a lot of these, some people can tend to actually raise the shoulders up. The traps, overactivate the traps, which is the muscle between the
3,
shoulders and the neck.
2, 1. Cool down.
So you can have your shoulders hunched up like that. Try and retract them down, because then when you're actually going up into your shoulder blades, it's easier because you're not actually pulling your shoulder blades up. Right, let's do the cool down. Whilst we're on the floor, we may as well do the cool down. So, one leg in the air, hands behind the thigh. Try and keep your legs straight. If your leg doesn't go straight, lower it down, straighten your leg, bring it up. Don't lock it out. Give me sunshine. Right, pull a little bit more on it. Let's work. Let's try and stretch that thigh. The hamstring a little bit further. Did I say stretching thigh earlier on? I can't remember. Give me a thumbs up if I said stretching thigh. Excellent. Let's pull that knee into your chest, heel into your glutes. I like to tend to point my toes as well at the same time, so you're stretching the tibia anterior and the top. Don't curl your toes in, otherwise you'll get cramp. 2, 1. What we'll do is roll slightly on our side and do a lying leg stretch, thigh stretch. Or we could do another stretch actually, a different stretch I haven't done in a long time. Can you actually see me? Yes, you can see me. Feels I'm hiding under the table. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to put our foot in front of our heel, and then what we're going to do is we're going to push up. Trying to keep our bottom on the floor, and you're going to push up. So you should feel it running all the way down there. Okay, so from just underneath your underarm, all the way down, just to pass your hip. And you can actually push this knee out as well to try and stretch a little bit on the inner part of your thigh. Not as effective as supine 4. Supine 4. But it's a good one. Right, let's get back down again, and we're going to do the other leg, other hamstring. I didn't say hamstring that time. Right, pull a little bit more. Because as you realise when you're actually stretching your muscle, you will actually feel the discomfort release slightly. That's when you move it a little bit close towards you. It only has to be a couple of millimetres. And then what you're doing is you're really stretching the actual muscle. And we're developing the muscle, not just maintaining it. Right, knee into your chest, heel into your glutes, point that toe down. Don't curl those toes. Don't curl. Three, 2, 1. Right, I'm going to roll on my side. You're going to see my best side now. The back of me. We're going to do thigh stretch. Three, 2, 1. So you're going to put your foot again in front of the heel, and you're going to press yourself up. So I'm actually talking to you now. So I'm going to press out on that knee just to try and get that little bit of an extra stretch in the hips. Feels a bit odd, I should be facing that way. Sorry, I should have span round. Excellent. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to sit up. What we're going to do is put our hands behind us. We're going to push forward.
Your timer is complete.
So we're stretching the shoulders and your chest at the same time. If you feel pain in your lower back, try and realign your pelvis onto the floor and try it again. Because you might be rotating your pelvis in anterior, so basically the top of your pelvis might be going forward, or it might be going, it won't go backwards into posterior tilt, because then you'll be like that and you won't be able to get your chest out. Excellent, good. Right, we're going to stretch the back now, so we're going to stretch forward. We're not stretching the hamstrings, so not trying to twitch the toes, just really stretching forward. You will feel it in your hamstrings, particularly over your glutes, if you're tight over there. Three, 2, 1, and that's it. Thank you very much everyone for a good exercise session. I really enjoyed it. I hope you did. Apart from sliding around with talcum powder. Talcum powder is good for certain things, not for others. So thank you very much. I hope you all have a healthy, happy, safe day. See you all on Wednesday morning at 9:30 for Step Up. We will be putting that back into operation. Sorry about last week.
but we will actually get back to it. And I hope you didn't hate some of the exercises as much as you could have. So, have a happy, healthy day. God bless, and see you all later. Take care for now.